Have you ever entered a room and felt like you didn't exist at all? As if everyone else effortlessly connects while you're left standing on the outside, watching it happen. Here's the truth most people never hear. Those who seem naturally charismatic weren't born that way. They rely on 5 precise behaviors that make others want to approach them first, but there's a catch. The strongest one is something you're almost certainly getting wrong right now. I'm leaving it for the very end, because once you correct it, everything shifts. I'll show you how to make people notice you, come up to you, and genuinely want to start conversations without forcing yourself or pretending to be confident. By the time this video ends, you'll clearly understand why you felt invisible and exactly how to change that. The final technique is the real breakthrough, so stay with me because that's where things truly click. Let me begin with a realization that completely changed my perspective.
I used to sit in cafes, endlessly scrolling on my phone, waiting for someone to notice me. It never happened. I'd go to social events, stand off to the side, and hope someone would start talking to me. They never did. I assumed the issue was me, that I wasn't interesting enough, funny enough, or attractive enough. Then I discovered something unexpected. I wasn't the problem. What I was doing in the first 3 seconds was the first 3 seconds. When you enter any environment, people form an opinion of you immediately, not after minutes, not after a conversation, but within 3 seconds. Most people do exactly what I used to do. They walk in with their head lowered, eyes glued to their phone or focused on the ground. They think they're being modest or avoiding attention. In reality, they're broadcasting a clear message. Don't approach me. I'm closed off.
Stay away from me. That's the message most people send without realizing it. Here's what truly magnetic people do instead. They enter a space with their head held level, not lifted in arrogance, just balanced and relaxed. They calmly observe the room as if they naturally belong there. Because of that, others immediately read them as confident and easy to approach. But there's one detail most people completely overlook: the eyes. When you briefly meet someone's gaze, even for a second, and add a small smile or a subtle nod, you're unlocking a door. You're silently saying, "I notice you, and I'm safe to talk to." That tiny signal plants an idea in their mind. Later on, approaching you feels natural because you've already acknowledged them once. I tested this at a bookstore. Instead of shrinking behind the shelves like I normally did, I walked in, casually looked around, made quick eye contact with a few people, and gave a slight smile. Within 10 minutes, someone commented on the book I was holding. That had never happened to me before. The difference was simple. I stopped making myself invisible on purpose.
Now let's talk about the body language mistake. Because even if you get those first 3 seconds right, you can still destroy the impression with how you hold your body afterward. I learned this lesson the hard way at a workshop. The instructor asked me to stand in front of the group. I stood the way I always did. Hands in my pockets, shoulders slightly hunched, weight shifted onto one leg. Then he asked everyone what impression I gave them. Their answers stung. Closed off, nervous, doesn't want to be approached. That wasn't my intention at all. But my body was communicating a message I never meant to send. The instructor then showed me something incredibly simple. He said, "Take your hands out of your pockets, let your arms rest naturally by your sides, or lightly place one on the table. Roll your shoulders back just a bit, not rigid, just open. Take a breath and let your face relax." I did exactly that. At first, it felt uncomfortable, almost fake, like I was pretending to be someone else. Then he asked the group again for their impressions. This time, their response was completely different. They said I seemed more open, more confident, like an entirely new person. That's when it clicked. Your body speaks before you ever say a word. Crossed arms signal defensiveness. Curving over your phone makes you look occupied or disinterested. When your body is tense, people sense it instantly, even from a distance. But when your posture is open and relaxed, others perceive you as safe and inviting. They feel comfortable approaching you without the fear of being brushed off, and because of that, they actually do. After that workshop, I became aware of my posture everywhere I went. In coffee shops, I sat with my chest open, shoulders loose, and arms visible. At social gatherings, I stood with my weight evenly distributed, not leaning against walls or disappearing into corners. The shift was dramatic. People began sitting beside me, asking questions, and pulling me into conversations. All of it happened because my body language stopped pushing people away. Now let's talk about the curiosity factor, because this is where things really change. Once someone comes up to you, or once you decide to start a conversation, there's a powerful tool that makes people instantly warm to you. And it's not being entertaining or impressive, it's genuine curiosity about them. Most people believe they need great stories or clever lines, so they rehearse what they're going to say and wait for their chance to talk. That's the mistake. Magnetic people flip this around. They ask questions, real ones, not interrogations, not shallow, automatic lines like, "So, what do you do?" They ask things that communicate real interest. Here's an example. I was sitting in a meetup next to someone I had never spoken to before. Instead of letting the moment turn uncomfortable, I asked, "What made you decide to come here tonight?" It was a simple question, but then I did something different. I listened, truly listened. He started talking about a project he was involved in. Rather than cutting in with my own experience, I followed up with, "What's the most challenging part of it?" His expression completely changed. He smiled and said, "It's rare to talk to someone who actually understands." We ended up talking for nearly an hour. Before he left, he asked for my contact details. Why did that happen? Because I made him feel heard. I made him feel valued, and people are naturally drawn to anyone who gives them that feeling. Here's the key point. When your curiosity is real, there's no need to perform. You don't have to be the sharpest or funniest person in the room. You simply need to care about what the other person is saying. Ask thoughtful follow-up questions. Acknowledge them. Respond naturally. Give them space to speak. People won't remember you for your words. They'll remember how you made them feel.
If this resonates with you, tap the like button so more people can discover it. Now let's talk about the power of silence, because this one surprised me the most. I used to believe that being magnetic meant never letting a pause happen. I thought I had to keep talking, keep entertaining, keep proving my value. But I learned the opposite. Truly magnetic people are comfortable with silence. They don't get anxious when a conversation slows down. They don't rush to fill the gap with nervous talk. They remain calm and grounded. And somehow, that quiet confidence makes others want to engage with them even more. I tested this in a library. I sat there reading peacefully, not forcing interactions, not scanning the room for attention. I was simply present, relaxed, with a subtle smile, because I was genuinely enjoying my book. A woman took a seat not far from me. After a short while, she leaned over and asked, "Is that book worth reading? I've been considering it." I hadn't done anything to invite the conversation. Still, my ease with silence made me appear approachable rather than needy or desperate. There's a quiet pull to someone who doesn't crave attention, but remains open to connection.
Here's why this works. When you're at ease with yourself, others can feel it. They don't sense pressure. They don't worry about awkward pauses or about having to keep you entertained. As a result, they relax, and relaxed people are naturally more open. So the next time you're in a public place, try this. Put your phone away, sit comfortably. Stop scanning the room with nervous energy. Simply be present with a calm, natural expression that shows you're content. You'll be surprised how often people suddenly find a reason to speak to you. Now for the final technique, the one that ties everything together and amplifies all the others. This is the key. Stop waiting for validation from other people. Let me explain. Many people who feel invisible are trapped in the same cycle. They enter a room hoping someone will notice them. They stand around waiting to be approached. They judge their value based on whether others choose to talk to them.
Magnetic people do the opposite. They walk in already assuming they belong. They don't wait for permission to take up space. They don't rely on outside approval to feel comfortable with themselves. Because of that, they give off a completely different energy, one that says, "I'm okay whether you talk to me or not, but I'm here and open if you want to." That energy sparks curiosity. That energy pulls people in. When you stop needing attention, you begin to attract it. When you stop performing for approval, people feel drawn to give it to you. It sounds like a paradox, but it's real.
So here's the mindset to carry into your next social situation. I'm here to enjoy myself. I'm here to be present. If connection happens naturally, great, but I don't need anyone's approval to feel good about being here. Because the moment you stop chasing attention is the exact moment people start noticing you.